Hey, so some of you may be wondering where I've been these past few months. Well, I started work on my review of My Little Pony Equestria Girls 2 Rainbow Rocks in early January, intending for it to be released by February. Ha! But for some reason, stuff kept coming up every time I tried to sit down and actually finish it. First I had to wait for my voice actress to send her stuff, then I kept getting stuck on the animation, then college work kept getting in the way. I wanted to finish it after finals week, but I had summer classes to take care of. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, my laptop broke down and I lost pretty much everything on my hard drive. Not only did this nuke my Rainbow Rocks review, but did the same for my reviews of The Weird Al Show, Tron Legacy, and any other projects I've been working on. So I basically have to start from scratch now. And due in part to how time-consuming my Rainbow Rocks review was, despite it all eventually being to no avail, I decided that my first official review of the year would be scaled back. I would focus on something that was an easier target. Screw it, here's High School Musical 2.
Everybody's always talking at me. Everybody's trying to get in my head.
Since the first High School Musical was a success, Disney followed it up the very next year with High School Musical 2. That's an abrupt title. I was kind of expecting a subtitle or something. But at least it actually has a number in the title. Modern movie sequels don't give us that satisfaction. Seriously, I went halfway through Captain America the Winter Soldier thinking that it was the first installment in the series. But like the first movie, I just don't get it. Not the fact that they made this, that makes sense. They'd be stupid not to cash in on the overwhelming success of the first movie. I'm just confused about the concept. Do kids really like high school that much? It's not like I was born in the wrong demographic. Disney was probably aiming for kids born my exact age range. But I certainly didn't watch it as a kid because I didn't grow up with cable TV. And at 10, I wasn't interested in high school because I didn't like school, period. And I would like to correct myself in something I said in my review of the first movie. But nowadays, most people don't seem to remember it too fondly. Many see it as the embodiment of everything wrong with Disney at the time. And all of that is shown by the fact that it's the 10th anniversary of High School Musical, right when it should be nostalgic, yet nobody cares. Yeah, people cared so little that High School Musical went trending on Tumblr that month. It could be because of that Disney actually announced that they were working on a 4th installment in the series. So my negative review of the first movie could be partly responsible for reviving the series' popularity. Funny how that works, isn't it? And seriously, I thought we all agreed these movies were bad. Just because it's 10 years old doesn't mean it was any good. What, is The Last Airbender going to become nostalgic in 2020? Take off your rose-colored glasses, look at this analytically, and you'll see how crap it is. In fact, let's do that right now! You know, as much as I thought the first movie was bad, I admit that a lot of that probably boiled down to budgetary constraints. With a budget of $4.2 million, there's really not much you can do or show as far as cinematography or choreography goes, but due to the surprising success of the first one, the sequel's budget was raised to $7 million. Because of that, I fully expect that High School Musical 2 will be more visual appealing and look far more professional. Nope, it still looks like a soap opera. The opening credits show all the locations featured in the first movie, but it makes me wonder, when in the school year did the first movie's ending take place? I know it started in January, but unless the first movie spanned the entire second semester of high school, the school has left the set of the play up for several months now. I see Allison Reed is back to ham it up, and hey look! Jason is back from the first movie, though this time he looks a little older, with slightly longer hair and a few days growth on his face. Pfft, who the hell would go several months without shaving or getting a haircut?
Yes, Jason.
So, what was your favorite summer memory, Miss Darbus?
But it's always nice to know that, beard or no beard, everybody still hates Jason. And why the hell does Ms. Darbus have a giant clock behind her? If she doesn't want people distracted during her class, maybe she wouldn't put that there. In the first movie, Ms. Darbus put people in detention for merely talking out of line during her class. Here, she doesn't even seem to notice when the entire class starts chanting, "Summer! Summer! Summer!" Less than 2 minutes in, and we get our first song of the movie.
What time is it? Summertime. It's our vacation. What time is it? Party time.
Yes, there's really no better way to celebrate being out of school than dancing in the classrooms and school halls. No joke, this song lasts for over 3 minutes, and once the song is over, they're still in the school halls. Funny, at my school when summer vacation hit, everyone was already gone within 2 minutes. And remember how at the end of the first movie, it seemed like Sharpay had actually started to change her ways and be nice? Well, in this one, she's back to being the villain. Great, so nothing was learned from the entire ordeal of the first movie. But when it comes to romance, Zac Efron has it all down to a T. Literally. He gives Vanessa Hudgens a necklace with a T in it. Get it? Because the character name is Troy. And I see that Ryan is wearing more pink than Billy Squier in the Rock Me Tonight video. Yeah, I forgot to mention this in my review of the first movie, but Ryan gave out some vibes of being happy. And look, if the character of Ryan were actually confirmed to be gay, that would be cool. Nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't seem like it's intentional, and if it is, well, they certainly hint at it, but they never fully commit to it. The reason I don't point out the gay undertones with Ryan's character in the first movie is that I was distracted by the creepy incest undertones. And regardless of what certain assholes may think, being gay is not on the same level as having an incestuous relationship with your sister. Thankfully, the incest vibes have been scaled down in this movie, because Sharpay has her eyes set on Troy. That's right, Sharpay has gone from unlikable and manipulative, but you can kinda see that she has good intentions, to she flat out wants to steal Troy away from Gabriella. Oh come on, the song is still going on? How many times do you need to hammer it into our heads that it's summer vacation? I find it funny that a majority of this movie takes place during summer vacation, yet the movie wasn't released until August 17th, 2007, right when summer vacation would be ending for most students. It's like this movie is unintentionally taunting its audience by constantly reminding them of the thing that was over and wouldn't be on for another 9.5 months. And if there's one question I didn't have about this movie, it was the name of Troy's basketball team. Ugh, at least they aren't saying, get your head in the game.
Get your head in the game!
Stop that.
So guys, how's the job hunt coming?
The big zero.
Yeah, that's the typical millennial struggle, especially when over half the jobs available require prior experience. I know you're just talking about temporary summer jobs, but I feel your pain, Zeke.
So for those cool enough to have a convertible, crank up the sound, breathe that fresh air, and say hello to summer!
Those cool enough to have a convertible? That's a rather limited demographic, don't you think? She's so fabulous that even her license plate says fabulous. Sharpay is spending her summer at the Lava Springs Resort, where she has gathered up the usual gang of mean girl sidekicks. Didn't I see these exact 3 characters in C Students?
Look, I would be more than happy to be your friend, but in order for that to happen, you'd have to do everything I say, follow me everywhere I go, and engage in everything I'm interested in.
That doesn't sound very appealing.
Well, my friends don't seem to think so.
Oh yeah, we love Scarlett. We're the best friends ever. Well, they say it.
All I can think about when watching this scene is, damn, Ashley Tisdale got legs. I would talk about the song itself, but...
I want fabulous, that is my simple request. All things fabulous, bigger and better and best.
Yeah, as far as Disney villain songs go, it's no Hellfire. Also, having a piano in the water isn't the best idea. Trust me, I'm a musician. Oh, don't put your feet on it. It's already wet enough. Also, it's confirmed, Ryan reads gay porn magazines. Don't believe me? He actually shows Sharpay a centerfold.
That's a bore. That's insulting.
Kids movie!
God, I am getting so much use out of that clip. Thanks, Quill Sniv. Troy, as it turns out, has gotten a summer job at the very same resort. They emphasize that fact by giving him a sexy slow-motion walk. Too bad half the friggin' school also signed up to work there. After an entire song about being fabulous, the most unfabulous thing happens when Sharpay falls into the pool and a certain lifeguard comes to save her.
I got you. I got you. It's okay. What are you doing here? I'm the new lifeguard.
Yeah, that was kind of a stupid question. Sharpay in this movie is like an exaggerated cartoon of herself from the first movie. Half her time spent on screen is spent screaming at the top of her lungs because she doesn't get her way, like some kind of incessant, petulant child. Can't imagine why a guy with hypersensitive hearing like me wouldn't like a character who screams half her dialogue. Mr. Fulton, the manager of Lava Springs, starts going out of his way to make every character's job hell because, well, Sharpay said so. But the real question is, does Zeke still like baking?
Zeke! You will assist Chef Michael in the promised land. You hold on to that.
Ah, thank God. Of all the character traits to keep from the original, that was the one. It's okay if Sharpay is twice as evil as she was in the original, But we can't let Zeke's love of baking go forgotten. That simply won't do. And again, will you stop reminding me what team you're on?
Now what team?
Wildcats!
What team?
Wildcats!
We get another song because clearly Mr. Fulton told them they don't have to work and are instead allowed to sing a song about how much they hate working. After that, Troy and Gabriella have a picnic in the middle of the golf course.
Are you sure it's okay for us to be out here?
Nah, unless the jackrabbits turn us in.
Don't worry, I've seen golf movies. You don't have to worry about jackrabbits. A particularly annoying gopher, on the other hand, that might be more of a problem.
My mom said summer jobs look good on college applications.
All part of the frightening concept called our future. I always liked the idea of being in charge of my future. Until it actually started happening.
Crap, they're actually talking about serious topics. This movie is getting far too deep. Quick, cut to something stupid! Like Sharpay turning more and more into a friggin' James Bond villain. Sharpay orders the sprinklers to be turned on, anything to stop it from actually showing our main couple kissing. This is rated G after all. But when Troy and Gabriella get soaked, of course, they like it and have even more fun. What the hell did Sharpay think was going to happen? They're in New Mexico in the middle of the summer. Being sprayed with water is more relieving than anything. Of course, this does not sit well with Mr. Fulton.
We won't allow this to happen again, will we?
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on is available without a prescription at retailers nationwide.
As it turns out, Lava Springs is holding a talent show. Gee, I wonder if Troy is gonna sign up for it.
Big time out on that one. My singing career began and ended with the East High Winter Musical.
It did, because of 2 earlier scenes in this movie where he sang Beg to Differ. And you do star in another High School Musical movie after this. Plus, your singing career is technically only beginning with this movie, as your vocals in the first movie were mostly dubbed by session singer Drew Seeley. Of course, he decides to sing anyway, and in record time. The first movie goes at least 10 minutes before he decides to sign up for the musical. With this one, he immediately goes for the idea the moment he finds out that Kelsey has already written a song for them.
When I hear my favorite song, I know that we belong. You are the music in me.
So it's basically just a rehash of Breaking Free from the first movie? I would complain, but considering that song's placement in the first movie, this clearly means that this movie will end really soon. It doesn't. It keeps going. Troy and Chad are selected to caddy for Sharpay and her parents, but I already used a Caddyshack joke, so no more on that front. And now we see where 1/4 of the budget went. They got a helicopter. I smell shenanigans. Things get even more awkward when Sharpay invites Troy on a faux date with her. I think his reaction sums it up best. But even when his shift is over, Mr. Fulton makes him work overtime without pay? Where's a good union when you need one? In the extended version of the movie, Sharpay and Ryan force Troy to watch them perform a song. But I'm just gonna skip past that scene, because the less time I have to spend reviewing this movie, the better. And it's a Zac Efron movie, so you know what that means. Shirtless scene! You know, I have to admit that there is one thing about this movie that is drastically improved of the first one, and that is Troy and Gabriella's chemistry. In the first movie it seemed fake. They both seemed too nervous and fidgety in most scenes. In this one, however, they do still read really cheesy romantic dialogue, but it's much more believable. Apparently Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens first dated all the way back in 2005 when filming for the first movie, but they didn't really become boyfriend and girlfriend until 2007 when filming for this movie, and it really shows. They come off like a young couple who, while still very naive and inexperienced, genuinely do care for each other. Though it certainly helps that they no longer have less chemistry than the brother and sister, but I digress. Troy has a conversation with his again clueless dad that winds up going nowhere. Why don't we see any of Troy's other relatives? They'd be more interesting. Apparently his grandpa is Robert De Niro. Troy then winds up being promoted, and if you're saying you've seen this plot done 1,000,000 times before and know exactly what's going to happen, you'd be correct. Sing along with me, everyone! He rises in the ranks and is really cool, but he starts acting like a snob and his friends and girlfriend resent him and it's no longer really cool. I thank you for singing along with me. Also, Bitchy McBitchface here drops Ryan from her show so she can pursue Troy. This naturally pisses Ryan off, so he joins the staff for a baseball game, and by baseball game I mean a baseball-related song where they aren't actually playing baseball. You know what this movie hasn't had in a while? Unintentionally gay dialogue.
Yeah, I'll show you how I swing.
Really? Really? Again, if this were the intention, that would be cool, but it's clearly not the intention. Kenny Ortega? How the hell did you not know how this could possibly be interpreted wrong? In fact, I wonder, are there any other Kenny Ortega productions that have moments this unintentionally gay? Wait, holy crap, he directed the Rock Me Tonight video? Yeah, there's his name at the beginning! So he directed one of the most notoriously bad music videos of all time, the one that killed Billy Squier's career, yet he still continued to get work afterwards? How in the... Okay, one unholy abomination at a time. Resentment grows even higher when Troy starts to suspect that Gabriella is cheating on him with... Ryan? What? But again, this is another occasion when things could be solved easily if the characters didn't act so stupid and just talk to each other about it. It would go something like this. Gabriella, you're cheating on me? What? No, Ryan's gay. Yeah, I'm totally gay, bro. Oh, okay. See? Hell, the main conflict could also be solved this way. Hey, we don't like how we've been growing apart ever since you started rising in rank and acting like a snob. Hey, it's not my fault. I think Sharpay is low-key hitting on me. Really? That sucks. Let's go beat her up. But of course they don't talk to each other about it. Why? Because then we wouldn't have a movie, now would we? So here's more of Sharpay being an overblown diva. Na 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 na? Those aren't lyrics, those are sounds. Oh my god, I'm getting One Direction flashbacks! When Sharpay finds out that the Wildcats are rehearsing a song of their own, she is not amused.
Do you want us to lose the Star Dazzle award to a bunch of dishwashers?
Well, I guess that's showbiz.
I'm with Ryan on this one. Sharpay is such an unlikable jerk with zero redeeming qualities that Ryan seems reasonable by comparison. Even Sharpay's dog, who gets no dialogue whatsoever, seems more reasonable. That dog, by the way, is played by Kenny Ortega's real-life dog, Manny. So not only is Kenny Ortega guilty of making bad movies, he's also guilty of nepotism. Sharpay orders that all the staff be working on talent show day, which is a straw that breaks Gabriella's back as she angrily quits and even breaks up with Troy. Don't worry. Like the first movie, this breakup will only last for a few minutes. Gabriella then sings a song about how she won't hold back anymore and has to go her own way.
Let it go, let it go.
No, not that song. I don't want Disney to take down this video, thank you very much. And the choreography for her song? She walks through the locker room, she walks down the sidewalk, she walks across a bridge, she and Troy sing to each other from the same two camera angles, and she walks to her car. It's only slightly less basic than the choreography for her song in the first movie, which, by the way, why hasn't someone drawn a dick on that poster yet? Some people break up via text, Gabriella goes the extra mile and breaks up via song. When Troy finds out that the staff was banned, however, this leads him into his own song, Bet On It, which is actually considered one of the series' better songs. I'm sure this won't come off as awkward in the slightest. Oh my god.
I wanna make it right, that is the way to turn my life around. Today is the day. Am I the type of guy who means what I say? Bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on it.
Just watch him dance. And keep in mind that this is supposed to be the big turning around moment in the movie, where Troy realizes that he was led astray and wonders if he's been guilty all this time. But it's portrayed with all the dignity of, well, the Rock Me Tonight video. The thing is, the music and the production do a good job of setting a darker tone, and the lyrics are certainly serious, but this interpretive dance just throws everything off. Also, not only is that reflection effect incredibly fake looking, but it's not even properly mirrored. Sorry, I shouldn't nitpick. This is a serious song number. I should treat it with a lot more dignity. Like this.
I'm not gonna stop till I get my shot. That's who I am, that is my plan. We'll end up on top, you can bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on you can, bet on it.
After that, Troy rightfully tells Sharpay to piss off and takes his job back.
Kelsey told us what went down between you and Sharpay. I'm more interested in what went down between me and you, man. I was a jerk.
But were you a mean jerk?
We were jerks. No, we were worse than jerks because we were mean jerks.
You know, it's kind of weird how the first movie's moral was follow your own dreams and don't let your friends get in the way, but this movie says your friends are more important than following your own dreams. I mean, the chance at a scholarship is pretty good, and they do talk more in this movie about the character's future after high school, but he's pretty much just throwing away for his friends. Not to say friends aren't important, but so is not being a homeless person working on minimum wage. Also, while we're pointing out inconsistencies about this movie, you know what seems to be oddly missing from this High School Musical movie? Hello? Friggin' high school? It takes up half the title, but only the first 9 minutes take place in high school. Why are misleading titles a recurring thing in the movies I watch? Under Ryan's influence, Troy promises to do the show anyway.
Troy, listen, all these people out there, I don't really want to see my sister crash and burn.
And while the first movie has Sharpay just say a few lines to hint that she's gotten better, in this one she has a full-on breakdown and gives Troy a speech about how wrong she's been. A speech that she, of course, will completely forget by the third movie.
Hey, speaking of my sister, she wants you to learn a new song.
Look, I know you're just setting up for the climax, but I'm a professional musician. If it takes me 2 or 3 listens to learn a new song, it probably shouldn't take you only 1, especially since you don't know how to read sheet music.
Hey, why'd you switch songs?
Switch songs? What?
Yeah, Ryan said.
Bolton!
But I didn't learn a new song.
Exactly. I don't really want to see my sister crash and burn.
Friggin' liar! As Troy starts singing the new song, guess who unexpectedly joins him? Actually, don't guess. It's obviously Gabriella. But even when they're singing, they still have chemistry. And it helps that Zac Efron doesn't make any jizz faces this time. Guilty. And how the hell did Troy have time to learn all this choreography? With the gospel singing in the background, I have to ask if I'm watching a High School Musical movie or Sunday School musical. Whoa, 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 it actually shows them kissing? Quick, cut away to fake fireworks before this gets a PG rating! They finish it off by having a pool party and singing another song.
Everybody all for one, a real summer has just begun.
Indeed it has, unless you're watching this in August 2007, in which case, shut up and go to school. You know, I just realized, in the first movie, during the stick to the status quo scene, we meet Zeke, the basketball player who loves to bake, Martha, a nerd who likes hip-hop dancing, and a skater dude who likes to play the cello. In this one, we've seen Zeke and Martha, but whatever happened to the skater dude? Was he arrested for possession? Come on, he had as much presence as Zeke and Martha did in the first movie. Apparently, Miley Cyrus actually shows up for a cameo appearance during this final scene, but I can't see her anywhere. Oh, there she is! Sorry, I didn't recognize her with her clothes on. Most obvious joke in the world. One review back, and I'm already running out of material. High School Musical 2 was an even bigger success than the first movie, getting 17.2 million viewers in contrast to the first movie's 8.1 million, and to this day is the most viewed movie on the Disney Channel. But it's a High School Musical movie, so naturally I'm not a fan. The plot isn't a total rehash of the first movie, I'll give it that, and some things are better than the first one, namely the filming, some of the songs, and the chemistry between the two leads. However, the simplification and malevolent, overly annoying nature of the villain makes any scene with her unbearable to watch, especially since I've known a lot of real, horrible people like her. Plus, a lot of the dialogue just comes off as cringeworthy, like the writers have no idea how real teenagers talk. This isn't the worst movie ever, but it's far from being what I'd call good. Hopefully they can improve things on that front in High School Musical 3 Senior Year. As for me, hopefully I can improve my upload schedule, and hopefully my friggin' laptop doesn't break again!